go as extreme as we did to take care of our budget, our debt, the deficit we had. As to our taxes didn't have to go. Not to be met with some spending cuts that go along with it. Our fire and emergency services, they're here to protect us, and Laverne has, over the last 20 years, I've noticed a lot of police and fire come in, get trained, and go somewhere else, but do a little better on money. I think we should be able to compete with the other cities and keep our people here. Spend smarter. Sometimes you don't have to have a brand new party. If you fix the old one and pass that money along to the payroll or other places that can help their lives be better, and let them stay here. The citizens that get involved with the police, that's a big plus to have them not be just the guy having a speed trap or having the radar gun or going over the seat belt. I mean, to be involved with the neighborhood watch, I've seen Lake Forest go up and down. The last few years, it has improved a lot. The gangs came here from Nashville, and it's a mess to clean up. Our city has a problem forgetting about the people that were here in the beginning, before it was this big explosion that we have now. There are certain policies that I don't agree with, and I would hope to change it. And a lot of it stems back to, did you think about the citizens first? We have a little walk we had the first Friday of this month. I talked to several people up and down Murfreesboro Road that complained about it. People from Smyrna complained about it. Not sure I was not involved to even pay attention that it was even going to happen. And a lot of people were blindsided the same way. I think they could have done better. They could have done it at one of our greenways or one of another secondary road, not the busiest road that we have going through Laverne. That's something where somebody just didn't pay attention to what that was going to affect the citizens. The people have to go home on Friday night to get their kids from the babysitter. To take care of the things that make their life run. Because that's the biggest problem I have. They're the ones that should be in charge. And this is where they're in charge. They get the vote. They say, okay, this is not what I want for my city. I think that's a challenge. And it can be. And so a lot of things that people have said, we can't fix that. That budget's already been set. Well, there's another budget to be set next year. So we can cut the spending issues. We can fix the problems that a lot of citizens have expressed problems with. There's some things that happen with fire and police that I've noticed just in looking for direction from them. When you go through the Laverne, it's hard to find evidence. The roads change every other side, and there's no fixing that, but there's a lot of houses that don't have the plaques on. I think that's a small thing that we could do that would be low cost, that would have a lot of improvement for just finding the location to know to get to wherever someone needs you. Those are the common sense changes I think that need to be looked at, and not worry about who's going to get their face on the cover of the TV or on the newspaper. Just take care of the citizens of Laverne first, and everything else will fall in line. A lot of this other stuff will get a little easier to handle. Thank you for your time.
Next we have Jason Cole.
Hello, my name is Jason Cole. I'm running for City of Laverne alderman. I'm not a politician, first time running. Long-time resident. Me and my wife decided to move here after we got married. We had a house here for seven and a half years. Before that, whenever I was still a child in high school, my father built a house here, and this is where basically I grew up. The questions that were asked was about EMS services, and so that's what I want to talk about. We've seen a lot of growth in Laverne over the past 14 years. Population-wise, more than 71% population growth. That's presented opportunities and challenges for the city. The police department, led by Chief Walker, they've taken crime rates to historic lows, but still for a city of our size, we're understaffed for police. We need to take care of that. That's one of my priorities, is making sure that we get adequate staffing for emergency services. If we don't have that, how are we going to keep people safe? How are we going to keep people protected whenever there's an emergency, whenever someone's trying to break into your home. So we need to provide our police the proper personnel and tools, not only to keep our residents safe, but to make sure that criminals know Laverne's not a safe haven for crime anymore. I think that the city should partner with the county on ambulance services. Right now, if I'm not mistaken, we have one full-time ambulance. We have some coverage from Stonecrest with their ambulances. But really, we need to partner with our county representatives, Mayor Burgess, and get complete coverage. People shouldn't have to worry about, whether an ambulance is going to pick them up and how long it's going to take to get them to a hospital when they really need it. Our newly christened Laverne Fire Department, they need the tools and the materials to do whatever kind of call they get, whether it's a medical call or a fire call, because most of them are first responders and they get there before everyone else. And we need to make sure that they have the tools to save lives. Another emergency responder that most people usually don't think of in an emergency is, and this group isn't under the EMS umbrella, but it's our Public Works and Utilities group. In a major emergency, when you see like the floods we had several years back, they stepped up and they were right there helping all the way. So that's a big group to me. That encompasses in EMS services. One more that a lot of people really don't think about is Box 100. They are backing up our first responders. So we need to have their backs as well. Let's see here. Well, other than that, my name is Jason Cole. I want to thank the FOP for putting this on, giving us the opportunity to talk. I want to thank all the candidates for coming out and sharing their ideas and their thoughts with the city. Thank you.
Next, we're going to hear from our current Vice Mayor, Chris Farmer.
Chris Farmer, moved here 9 years ago, been paramedic for 22 years. I've heard we need to fix cars, do things like that. Until you guys have got out here and rode in a police car that's been pieced together for 8 years, you don't know what you're doing. I'm here for these guys to go home every day with their families. These are the guys that come out. They're going to take a bullet for you. They're going to run in your house to save you. I work beside them every day. I'm going to give them the tools they need to do what they need to do. Right now we have 27 officers on the street. You want to go door to door and meet the people. There's too many calls for them. They can't go door to door and introduce themselves. We've got 52 commissioned spots, and we still don't have enough officers. And you talked about retention. We've upped the pay. We're retaining our officers now. But you can't do any of that if you go cut budgets, cutting out everything that's there. It's just not going to happen. And we started a program with the cars, rotating them out every 5 years, keeping our cars in shape, getting officers trained, teaching them in different directions. They're learning the first aid part. They're learning how to help with fire. All of that goes together, hand in hand. You can't just cut out parts of emergency services. Right now, we should have roughly 84 officers. The 15th lowest in the state. Columbia has 84 officers, is what we should have. They're ranked lower, higher than we are. So our police department's doing great. With 27 officers on the street. And you got to count in time it takes for these guys. They got to have vacation. They've got families. They've got to go home at night. And I'm going to be there to make sure they go home at night. Period. I'm going to work with them every day, train with them, do whatever it takes. And I'm going to give them what they need. I've given them what they can ask for. They've utilized it well. The chief comes up with a great budget. The fire department's got a good budget. They stick to it. And I'm not going to get off on water and stuff like that because that's not what this is about. This is about how are you going to treat EMS, just emergency services in general. And right now I see 10 or 15 officers out here that I know. I see them every day. I know these guys would take a bullet for any of us. Would you do that for them? I wouldn't. I mean, I'm not gonna step in front of the poor Jim, because he's gonna have the vest on, when I'm gonna fix the holes for him. I know, he's gonna be there if I need him. He's gonna be there if any of y'all need him. And that's what I'm here for, to make sure everybody in this town is protected and these officers and firemen are protected. Thank you.
Next, we're going to have current alderman, Ms. Sheila Green, to take the podium.
Most of you probably know me. I've been in Laverne since 1970. I've been on the board of mayor and alderman since 96. And it isn't because I just want to do that, it's because I care about the city. I love Laverne. I love the people in Laverne. And I have never, ever had a problem with anybody. And I appreciate that. I love the fact that my children grew up in Laverne, and they're happy. I have a daughter that lives with me now. And as far as what we do on the board, I can assure you that we always try to do what we feel is best for our police officers, our firemen, even our citizens. There's lots of times, I know things happen you're not happy with, but if you're trying to run a city, you do what you have to do to keep the city going. And believe it or not, everybody up there does care about you. There's not one person in this whole city that I've ever had a dealing with or felt like I didn't love them, because I love everybody, and when I say love, it's I care, okay? I mean, there's 2 or 3 different kinds of love, I think, but the one I'm talking about is I care. I care for the people. So I know I've been here for so long that you knew exactly when she walked up here what she was going to look like and probably what she was going to say. But I am here to help do the best I can for the citizens and for the people. And I promise that without prayer, we won't get anywhere in this whole city. We start our meetings with prayer, and that's up to us as individuals to keep praying for our people, helping the ones that need help, and praying for ourselves. So there's nothing I can really say. Like I say, most of you have seen enough of me probably, because I've been here for so long, but I do love Laverne, I do love the people, and if I get reelected, I will continue to do the same that I've always done, the best that I can do. And I thank you for doing this tonight, because we really do need to be able to see how we all feel and be together. So this is great, and I thank all of you.
That concludes our panel of alderman candidates at this time. Now we're going to switch over to our local candidates, and this time we'll start with Dennis Walton. Mr. Walton is current alderman as well. This way.
I want to first thank the FOP for inviting me here to perform tonight, and all the city employees and citizens who've been here, for giving me the opportunity to speak with you. First of all, I would like to clarify some rumors that have been passed around on social media and stuff. I don't plan to close the senior citizen center. Number 2, I do not plan to turn the police department over to the County Sheriff's Department. I do not plan to make the Laverne Fire Department a volunteer fire department. And I do not have any get out of jail-free cards. Laverne don't have a jail. They hold it safe. And, my plans and goals is first to work with the other board members and department heads to move the emergency service department and all the other departments forward. I've been here almost 10 years and never was my plan to go backwards. I feel that we went forward every year, and I'm proud of each and every one of us. Increase visibility and improve the communication relations, focus on employee morale, and improve the employee turnover. Keep the level of service that we need. Work toward a common sense solution. Improve the efficiency of our city departments to save our tax dollars. Improve the citizens with the highest quality of service at the lowest possible cost. I thank you again for having me here and giving me the opportunity to speak. I will be more than happy to talk to anyone after the meeting. And thank you for inviting me here. God bless the great city of Laverne. And thank you very much.
Last but not least, we have our current sitting there in Singapore. Mrs. Singapore, please come to the stage.
I am Sina Mosley. I am the current mayor here. I've been here for 28 years and love this city dearly. I am 54 years old, and of those 54 years, I have been the daughter, the granddaughter, the cousin, the mother, and the wife of emergency personnel. Am I a firefighter? Absolutely not.